Yeah, I like that.
For fucking 10 minutes. Rheal was like, hold on, let him go. He was hoping to hear something about crime.
I just needed that one
and
word.
he just wanted that honor.
It's
like
my trigger word.
Yeah, and he was so concerned. He waited for like 10 minutes and then he finally went to cry. And he goes, wait, so you're okay to cry, right? And he go, yeah. And he goes, oh, thank God.
Oh, all right.
He was
Alpha
so
boy.
fucking concerned.
Still
about
cool.
that
Still
fucking
cool,
word.
boys.
That's the comedian inside of Rheal, right?
That was good timing. It was good timing.
He has a point, and he's gonna get there.
Yep.
Yes.
We can talk about Kanye West loving the Nazis.
Oh yeah, we gotta touch.
All right. So,
You gotta touch, buddy. You gotta touch, buddy.
Hey, you gotta start.
welcome everybody to another episode of the Entertaining Stupid Podcast. My name's Buddy Jayson, and my friends today with me are.
Rheal.
Matty B.
Damn.
Hey guys, it's been a while. This is our last podcast for the year of 2020. Yeah,
Two.
so
2022.
22. Yes. We'll be taking our usual holiday break and then come back in sometime in January.
So we're fresh in the new year. Yeah.
Yeah, I just find that most of the time, especially with December, people are busy. There's family stuff, work stuff. It's like holiday parties and other obligations just everywhere. And to dodge around that minefield of trying to schedule everybody between this, we usually just cut it early. So we're going to take our break again, and we're going to come back at it. I would say stronger than ever in the new year, but who knows? I mean, we've been doing this for 4 years now.
New year, new us.
Someone could die over the holidays.
Let's
Yeah.
just not get that negative, okay, Rheal?
Ray's talking about himself. He's going to die over the holidays.
Can I have your stuff?
No.
Don't kill yourself then.
Dan, can I have your catalytic converter?
Get my battery.
Take it.
Piece of shit.
No, he's gonna take your battery.
So my topic today would be: would there be less wars if there was no religion?
Yes.
No, I want to hear everyone say. I want to hear what you
Yeah.
think and why you think it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so give me your explanation of why.
Well, you should start then.
No, it's
Shit.
only fair to start the other way because I'm the question
Okay, I'm
asker.
gonna play a little bit devil's advocate on my own answer, but I was gonna say, yes, there would be less war with no religion, because religion gives just a justification for it. So even though there could be no reason for a war between two people, just religion gives us reason for it. There's a justification. Then I started thinking, but a lot of wars are based on resources, so it could just become resource wars. But that kind of falls flat because I feel like a lot of countries just don't utilize their resources to the max efficiency at the moment. So it's like, oh, we're fighting for greater water control. And it's like, well, if you properly manage your own water control at the moment, you could manage with the territory you have. Or if you just took a few extra steps. I guess I'm thinking a little bit more modern day right now. But it's like if you just took some proper steps and cut out a lot of really inefficient practices, you'd be fine with your current water supply and you wouldn't need to go to war for it and bring religion in. So I'm going to go with yes, there would be less war.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Can I ask for a clarification on your question?
Okay.
So, can you? I guess not clarification, but can you give me examples like of religious wars? I would say like the Palestine.
Any terrorism.
I would say like the Palestinian one, like that
Gaza
one, right?
Strip,
That one,
Israel.
Iran, Israel.
yeah, like that. Sure, I think those wars would be like
the Crusades.
Crusades
Crusades are the definition of a holy
It's
war.
kinda
See,
back in the
like I
day
mean,
type
this
of
is
thing.
the thing though. Like the way maybe I view the Crusade part, and I could be wrong, and maybe just in the hope, maybe like just be devil's advocate. Too,
Deus
like,
Vult.
the way maybe I could see that is like they use the religion as a message to make the people back them.
Yeah.
Like in like, hey, like we're gonna do this in the name of God, but they really don't believe it.
Of course,
they just
didn't want the
use it,
shit.
right?
Yeah.
And of course, like that's where I could see like that just being like a manipulation to do the war. So like But I feel like they would manipulate it someone else if they, regardless of it like maybe being something not religion. So I feel like that kind of stance, like like I think they would still find a way to go to war even if religion wasn't involved. But I would say like with the current states, like whether it's two religions that are clashing, like for what's right and what's wrong. Like you could say like, and I could be wrong. Like I don't know the whole thing, but I believe it's Palestine and Israel.
They have the Gaza Strip.
Yeah, very combative, right? Like I would assume like that would be prevented from like the religion at that point if religion didn't get involved in that. But like I said again, like I'm saying like I feel like a lot of evil like in Crusades and stuff, it was like someone who wanted power and used that as a way to get people motivated
like a catalyst. It's
into the war, or like to provide funds for their crusade, right? But I feel like regardless, they would still have those intentions and motives, and they would use some kind of other persuasion,
Something else other than religion.
exactly, to do that war, right? And that's maybe I just thought of that, but I was like, man, that's kind of interesting to me because I don't know how accurate that is. But like then and like a lot of those, you could say like priests and all that too were like corrupt and just power mongers too. And like they would do anything and just like use the Lord or God as an excuse, like say God told me to like for the witches, right? Like they had the witch hunt. It's just absurd.
Yeah.
Like, but like it was just people that were like wanted to like do crazy crimes. Like, you know what I mean? So like I feel like they would have used an excuse regardless of it being religion. So that I guess is where I come from.
Oh, good answer.
I was kind of thinking like modern day times because
Yeah.
a lot of this stuff is a little more you're thinking old school.
Yeah.
I technically, you could argue that even today, it's pretty relevant.
Yeah. I feel like
Because the Gaza Strip is still, like Matty
again,
said,
and
still
that's
going
why I
on.
was thinking Gaza Strip exactly is that sort of religion based at the moment, but that one you could almost say is like territorial dispute from the past. It's just
It was based originally on religion.
But it's based off religion. That
based on
territory,
religion.
Right? Yeah, that territory's government.
At this point, there's so much bad. No, but at this
Respected
point, I get where you're. At this point, there's so much bad blood.
Yes.
It probably wouldn't matter about the
it
religion
wouldn't matter.
anymore. They just go, that's our home. No, that's our home.
Yeah,
But
so
it's been-
it's almost gone beyond religion, and it's just border disputes at this point.
Yeah.
Where it's like like we could take religion completely out of it. It's just border disputes based on past history.
But I guess you could say that those disputes started because of the religion.
Probably, yeah.
And I guess that's where you can kind of continue it. Like, I think, like, too, like, in the past, like, Crusades or like this, like, the Romans, like, were trying to take over the barbarians and all that. It was more for assimilation. Like, you got to become one, like, what we are.
Yeah, we want your
like,
land.
we want your land. And you got to assimilate to us and what we do. It wasn't about,
Like
like
building
follow-
an empire.
Yeah, it's like, and it's like, hey, then now you got to be Christian because we're Christian. Like, it wasn't because of God. It was because of like, hey, we want you to assimilate to what we do. We're the powerhouse, right?
Right.
And I feel like that's a lot of conquering and the conquerors, and they do that in general. Just like the Holy Land back in the day at the Crusades, it was all to assimilate. Like, you're a Nordic person, you believe in Thor or this and that. No, like you got to believe in God. Like God is and I guess you can say that's a motivator, but a lot of it, like I said, is power corruption. Like they just want the power and they want to control everything, right? That's where I think
No, that's fair. That's a really good answer.
So
It's really fallen off lately, though.
What?
Religious wars.
that's because religion's fallen off in a lot of places.
Religion. I'd just say with the new age, religion has probably taken a bit of a dip. I'd say that there's. Anyway, sorry. Now, I had something else. I forgot. I guess. Hey, my answer on the question. I forgot.
What about Jason's?
Oh yeah, sorry, Jason. My bad. I forgot you're in this one. Go ahead.
Damn, join in, bro.
Sorry, buddy.
The Crusades, some fun facts. The first Crusade was...
People's Crusade. They got massacred.
Yeah, but the first Crusade was started because at the time the Pope was excommunicated and there was an anti-Pope in power. That was elected by the Holy Roman Empire. So the Pope decided, well, I want to try and consolidate some power and get my place back as Pope. So he decided, you know what? We're going to try and take back the Holy Land. Also, fun fact. The Muslims who controlled the Holy Land at the time, they were perfectly fine with allowing Christians to come into the city.
They had no problem with it.
And then all of a sudden, the Pope was like, yeah, let's go do this. And I think at the same time, the Byzantine Empire just got their asses kicked by the Muslims. So he persuaded the Pope to basically rally all of Europe to go and take back the Holy Land and the former lands that the Byzantine Empire lost.
And the best part is that they went in and literally just went, okay. I know none of you have fighting experience. There's a bunch of peasants. We can do it.
God's
there
worst.
was-
And they're like,
there was three-
must be the case.
They
got massacred.
Yeah.
Massacred.
So
And then the second crusade was the one with all the knights and shit. Because then they went, they killed our people, and it was kind of a catalyst, wasn't it?
yeah. So the first crusade.
The People's Crusade.
Well, there was that. There was an actual. There still was an actual crusade.
People's
So the first crusade, the Pope was like, "All right, you have until August of next year to get your men ready and to meet at this area." Word got out that this thing was going on. So a homeless preacher began running across Germany and France, proclaiming all of this stuff, and all of a sudden he rallies a bunch of peasants, essentially, to take up arms and march their way across. March their way across. So there's three groups there's three groups that went. There was one led by the homeless German preacher. There was a
That was the People's Crusade.
yes. There was
I get it mixed
there
up.
was
I
the
thought
French. There was a French like minor lord that led one too, and then there was another one coming in from Spain, I believe. But as they made their way towards I think like Constantinople or something was where they were supposed to meet. They weren't planned properly, so they needed supplies and food. So they just started ransacking and looting, pillaging villages along the way. So actually, I'll share with you, Dan, a couple of videos from a wonderful YouTube group known as Extra Credits. They're fantastic at explaining a lot of the stuff.
I didn't know. I was wrong then. I thought there was the People's Crusade, which was led by. I thought the Pope at the time was like, he was he not? He was already excommunicated.
Yes.
And he was saying no, God wills it. And I thought so there's three. So there's the people one by the homeless, the beggar guy. Then there was the Pope one. Then there was the Rheal Crusade, which is the one that actually kind of got something done.
Yeah.
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 I was thinking.
And then the second crusade, Dan, was the one with the knights that they went in, they got their asses kicked, and they turned around.
That was the one that got massacred.
Yes.
I was wrong. I just thought there was two. I thought the People's Crusade went in.
Altogether, the organizer got massacred.
Then the second one was all like heavy infantry, knights and stuff, and that's when there was an actual war.
All in all, Dan, there was 4 crusades in total.
I thought there was quite a few.
Yeah.
There's only two. I stand
Yeah, but I am back to this whole religion. No religion means less wars. I don't think that's true. I think if you eliminate religion, there's still just as much wars because it's always been us versus them kind of way, and religion has just been an easy way to justify.
It's an easy motivator, right? Or it's an easy escape.
It's not. It's
I was told by God.
It's an easy way to rally people together.
It's an easy way just to different all right?
Yes.
When you go,
Yes.
if it's because we all differ in opinions, right? We're normal. That's what humans are. Wars are because we realize that someone is different than us, or they hold something that we want. We go, okay, I want that from them. They're different than us. I'm going to go take it. Religion has just been an easy way to go, this is how we differentiate us from them.
I guess the big difference is also that back in the day, territorial disputes were way more common. Whereas in the last, 40, 50 years, territories, like borders don't change.
They don't, but there is a lot of conflict.
There's a lot of conflict, but it's just like again, with the Russia-Ukraine thing, someone trying to invade and take over territory is so rare nowadays.
It's
in modern
Crimea,
countries.
2014.
Yeah.
I think you could
They annexed
say,
it.
Right. I think the only way you could say that is like in North America. It's non-existent.
North
but
America,
like,
European,
in the far
Middle
west,
East, and
far
Africa.
west,
Like any border with China would be disputed.
Yeah.
Any border with Russia now, especially.
But even with China, though, it's like it's minor disputes and minor conflicts, but not like full on.
No, there's never like.
Grab.
No one wants a full-on war.
No.
So it's always them. Just,
But even
but China
with some of,
bullies
like,
the
the
fuck out of a lot of people. Like
yeah.
South China Sea.
Yeah.
Oh. Make islands. Yeah, so they can make air bases.
Yeah.
Yeah, military bases. Then the Philippines, I remember that. They literally just went like,
is
oh, by
so
the way,
much sand.
I remember that because it was, what is it?
dude.
What is it, the legal amount that a country is able to own something like so many kilometers out the
like,
coast?
Yeah, it's like 10 kilometers off the
Or,
coast.
no, a little bit more than 10.
Okay.
How much is it? Do you know?
100?
Either way, no, but you're closer.
Yeah, it's
but
like
either way,
they
long
did
story
a
short.
thing,
But yeah, they literally.
But China's trying to claim
Yeah,
the whole.
they literally just went, nah, all the south, all of us. And then
Yeah.
in like Thailand or like Philippines is like, but we fish here. And China went, I don't give a fuck. Literally took their destroyers and physically moved fishing ships. They went, nope, this is ours. This is ours. Yeah. Just that's one. But no, I was gonna say I agree with everyone where it's yes, you could like Matty pointed out really well as well too earlier. It would give you an easy in for a war or something to do, but realistically, like everyone else has said, at the end of the day, we're tribal. We're humans. Everyone's going to be tribal. We will find some other reason to go to war. Mm-hmm. It's just now it won't be blamed on religion. It'll just be like, well, they're different from us and we're greedy.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think it's an easy catalyst.
Oh, easy catalyst. Because then you're right. Like you get people together, they're fanatic, and all of a sudden, it doesn't matter about because the second you dehumanize an enemy, you've already won. Right? Like, and you go, they're lesser than us, like the Germans did with the Jews, right? Like, they're not like us. They're lesser. They're not human. They're animals. The second you can dehumanize them, you can do a lot of terrible things to people. Mm. So I get that. Yeah, I don't know. I think we had a discussion, I remember, at school a little bit there, and I'm like, as much as it is like an idealistic, like, yeah, religion's the cause of problems, I'm like, yeah, it's the cause of a lot of strife. Cause of can be the cause of a lot of good things, but realistically, we would find something to get pissed about each other anyway. We go, your nipples are smaller than mine. Yeah, fuck that guy. He's got small nipples.
Small nipple tribe.
Yep. I think that Rick and Morty did a joke about that. The planet was assimilated, and they got rid of the hive mind. The hive mind was controlling the planet, and the second they turned it apart, the planet broke out into civil war because they essentially went, what kind of nipples do you have? Coned or like do you have cone nipples or circle nipples? And then he just got in the war because of it.
A book about that.
Did he?
Yeah, the was it the butter toast wars or something like that? It's because one side there was a big dispute between two essentially countries, and it's because one side butters their toast up with butter side up, and the other one does the butter side down.
Oh, butter side down's wrong. Butter side up is right. I would fight over that.
Okay, wait. But butter side down, like butter side facing the plate? Yeah.
Yeah, why?
No, that's wrong.
That makes no sense. I would go to war for that.
Yeah,
I would go for war with that.
They deserve
That's
to die.
bullshit.
They deserve.
Now we're on these sort of thoughts. When you put the toilet paper in, does the roll go over?
You do,
or do you under?
I do. Like you pull it down, like so it'll be under.
No, it has to go over.
No, because if it goes under like that, the roll can keep going.
Yeah,
you want to do over so you never waste any.
Oh yeah, no,
it'd
be over, but you're like. It's going that way.
I've noticed.
Well, it's over, so like you would like.
I just toss it in there. I don't really care.
And then come over the top.
Yeah, from the front.
Yeah, not like the roll is up here and like no, because that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I pull from the front.
You do it the other way?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Well, actually, no, that's not.
No. See,
so we just
it doesn't
have it like as a stand.
Yeah.
Really matter?
No, like we just literally have the roll.
Yes. Some people it does matter. All right. Okay. And then the explanation I heard with it coming down is that if you have pets that go into the thing that play with it, they usually pull from the front. So if you had it set your way,
that is true.
The roll would continue to roll that way, and it would dispense. If you had it the other way,
it would still do the same thing.
It wouldn't dispense. No, because you're rolling it forwards.
Pulling it forward, yeah.
I'll just be honest. I do what's called like a man move, where I'm too fucking lazy to put it on the roll. So I'll just have the thing and I just put it on top.
No, that's what that.
Or I put it on top, like behind.
Yeah,
no.
And that's all I do. I grab the fucking toilet paper and I just rip off
have your thumb in it and just like do one roll.
Yeah, and that's what I do. I don't even fucking put rolls.
I'm too lazy.
See, no.
I'm way too lazy.
Yep.
I mean, some people are just manly enough to just take the whole roll and wipe once and then.
That's what you call a man move right there, because they're too fucking lazy. Jesus. Just like when you have the dishwasher clean, but you have a dirty dish, and then you're like,
run it again.
Run it again.
Run it again.
I could definitely take them all out right now, or I could put the dish and run it again. And I have definitely done that before.
Are you fucking
make sure those dishes are clean.
Man.
It takes 2 minutes.
Make sure
you
those
want to
dishes
know
are clean.
another man move,
You
Rheal?
fucking piece of
Another man move? Is fuck raking. When you have a lawnmower, you can pick up all
it gets
the
everything.
leaves.
Why? Two birds, one stone.
Two
birds, one stone.
If it cuts it up enough.
No, because a lot of times it'll suck it up too.
Yeah,
so
it sucks it all up.
Yeah.
And then it cuts it too.
Yeah,
and then you
I
can
was
just
thinking if
dump
it cuts
after.
enough to find pieces that you can't notice it.
Also, side note, I'm of the opinion, and everyone can say what they want. And maybe it's because of acreage, but we never use a lawnmower with a bag. We would just
Oh,
literally let it go.
Yeah.
That makes sense for larger areas like that.
Yeah.
I guess for a city it doesn't make sense, does it?
Not really.
No.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Because you should be cutting your lawn pretty often, and when it's that short, like you do your whole front and it's one bag. You do your whole back, it's one bag.
Okay, you're right. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were always gonna sit more.
You and Sylvan leave it for so long. that it
Well,
would probably
me
take
and Sil, I'm not the landscape
Okay,
keeper.
well, Sylvan leaves it so fucking long. It
I
probably
know.
takes
Doesn't
8 bags. To
I'm
do the
pretty.
front
I'm
yard.
pretty sure. Like at one
thought
point,
the front's
our
fine,
neighbors
so the
have
back
definitely
is
wondered
crazy,
if we were like dead.
I don't know.
Actually, no. Our one neighbor's worse though. He has like a bunch of fucking. I actually went by every time when I'm walking Riley. One of our neighbors has like his front like living room, like piled with cables and satellite dishes.
What?
Does that make any sense? Yeah, like his front
think he
living
fixes
his living room, and no, pardon me.
The
You think he
indoors.
like fixes
No,
it?
he doesn't. That's like almost like hoarding. Like as I went by, and like his yard is as bad as me and Sil's,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure if he's a bachelor or not. He just clearly doesn't give a fuck about his yard. But in his front, like he has like a big living room, and there's a mound up to like above person height of cables and like satellite dishes
and that's indoors.
indoors.
Okay.
Weird.
And I see it every time I walk by
You
his
only
living
need
room.
one satellite dish.
He had like 3 on that pile last time I checked.
Maybe
Yeah, you only need one.
Into a lot of different services at once.
Maybe he's like following the FTX.
This is like me
market.
watching YouTube, Twitch, and something else at the same time.
Now, have I shared with you my Swedish website?
He's probably the one who broadcasted that FTX apology that he didn't mean to screw everyone out of their money. It was an accident.
He's also
Oh!
the one who streams Smash Bros. tournaments.
Let's talk about the most recent like current events. Really tragic. Liver King came out as not being natty.
How is that tragic? Everyone.
He's not natty, bro. I live by the
this went way
by
over
the
my
primal and the 12
Do you ever know
ancestral
who
tenets.
Liver King is?
So Matty, explain who Liver King is to
Maddie, explain the Liver King is Maddie.
Okay, so Liver King was a guy who like he essentially would like teach primal, like
His
like,
fitness plan was
his
our
primal.
ancestors did it.
Yeah, so like, and it was like that you eat like high like nutrients in like livers, but he would eat them raw, like raw liver,
All the
like
time.
calf liver and stuff. And that was his whole purpose. Is like it was like primal training.
Okay.
And like use
So
your
we're going-
body weight for.
We're going caveman here?
Yep.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Like and
A
like,
lot of like paleo kind
and
of
like
shit.
he would like instead of like doing like pumping iron, like he would carry the weight for distances. Like he'd have like a vest and like with 200 pounds on, and he'd walk like 5K. Like that's the way he would show his how it would work for him.
Okay.
And like he was like, I'm natural. Like it's all in my primal diet.
Yep.
And then he got caught in an email, and the guy from More Dates, No Plate, or
More plates,
More
more dates.
Plates, More Dates.
More plates, more dates.
He's like, and he's just a self-taught, like, knows everything essentially about what you put in your body and what's steroids and what's not.
Okay.
And he said from the start, like, you're on steroids.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
there's
'cause
no way.
you-
Like you see a six-pack, it's insane.
And
Like,
it's
I'll show you a
it's
photo after.
protruding. And
Yeah.
also the guy is almost 50 years
He's
old.
almost 50 years old. Yeah.
And then the funny thing
so
is
then
like-
he got
yeah.
an email from like an email leaked, and they sent it to More Plates, More Dates, and he's like, I got proof that, and the guy was spending $11,000 a month
On
steroids. And it
steroids.
was multiple different steroids
Yep.
that he injected.
He was cycling he was
Yeah.
cycling more than like the
Heavy
Tour de
cycle.
France.
And
Holy
and then
shit.
then Liver King came out with a 6-minute apology video, and he's like,
Oh,
And no, and he made it bullshit. He's like, I
Yeah.
did it for
for
what did he-
men's health.
For men's health. He's
men's
like, I
mental
did it
health.
for men's health. So
Like-
all the people you misled
Yeah.
with your bullshit ancestral tenets and eating
Yeah.
liver that wasted their whole life because they wanted to look like you essentially said, hey, sorry I lied to you, but it's for men's health.
Yeah.
that is
I-
so fucking
I know it's so
stupid.
bullshit. If you
the
see
only-
a picture of him, he looks like a fucking tool, and he
The,
is.
the only part that actually kind of like
God
resonated was
damn
like
it.
he's like how men are insecure and all that. And I
But,
which I,
yeah.
no,
So
but
I
it-
need to go full caveman.
No, but
then,
he's
but,
using-
but
yeah.
I will say this though, he fully owned it. Like in his apology, like he didn't make an excuse really. Like
But he
He
also
made an
never really. He
excuse.
didn't. He did say it in the sense that he's like, I did it because of men. He didn't do it because of men's health.
No. Just saying I did it for men's health is
It's
an excuse.
bullshit.
I guess.
That's the one thing I'm saying.
Well,
no,
that's
but
not.
Yeah,
no,
but he
he
also-
did. He didn't lie about, or he literally came out and said, "I did.
Yeah,
I
he
did.
didn't-
okay.
I'll
he
give him
didn't-
that. I will
he
give him
didn't
that
try- he didn't try to
because
like,
he was
be-
caught."
No, like he said his whole message, I guess, about his thing
Yeah.
is for men's health. And like I lied about the steroids because like I looked healthy and I wanted men to be healthy.
But then he lied to them about how to get there.
I know. But like, let me finish. Let me
I
just
know.
finish.
It just
But he
gets me
also
mad.
said he caught himself in his own hypocrisy because he's like, I wanted to do it for men's health and their insecurities. But then looking back, I took the steroids because of my own insecurities. Because I wanted to keep my muscles and all that to make like that's what he was going by, right?
No,
And,
No. This is so wrong because the whole point of his channel is I need to promote a way of life.
Oh, yeah.
That makes me look this way. And he lied to every one of those men who have security problems.
You're right from the get-go. Your point is false.
No.
Your entire premise is false.
I'm not-
you can't come out and say I did it for.
No, he
you're
didn't.
wrong.
No, he didn't.
Right
He
from
did
the
it for-
first step.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not disagreeing with what
So fucking stupid.
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I actually agree, and it is very hypocritical. But at least again, he owned it again. Like he even said, like, looking back, like, it's so hypocritical of me to say that because
He did say the
of my
hypocritical
own
part.
insecurities. That's why I took the steroids.
But he's still making an excuse for why he did it, and
Yeah.
that's not technically.
But
yeah.
it's
But
just,
no,
it's-
but he didn't try to say I
I
don't
know
want.
you didn't try to play
He
the
didn't.
excuse.
No, like
And
he
he
was
does try and get out of it, but it's just so stupid that it's like,
But-
but the idea, I took the steroids for my own insecurities.
Yeah.
No, your diet was wrong from the beginning. Your way of training was wrong from the beginning, and you were false,
And you peddled it.
and you peddled it just
And
for
the amount
money
and the amount
power.
of men with insecurity that you claim to care about now, they're going, I'm gonna look like you if I work out.
Again-
you just lied to all. You took advantage of
You
those
took
men.
advantage.
Again,
it's a
in
scam.
this-
it's
in
a
this-
scam right from the
Yeah.
get-go.
again in the 6-minute video.
Like,
You'd have to watch the video.
I did.
I know, but
And
it's
like,
just-
I know it's very hypocritical, but like I'm still saying the whole time, like he did not try to get sympathy from anyone. He fully admitted. To
No, he
everyone.
did. Now I'll ground that.
And
I'll
you
give
got
him that.
at the end of the day, I got to give him full credit for that. Like he didn't try to go, oh, like
His
this-
doctor. He
wasn't
didn't try to
actually
lie
trying
his way out of it. He accepted it.
wasn't actually genuinely trying to make an excuse up for why he did this and that. He was just explaining why I took him.
Okay.
I took him because I was insecure about myself because I couldn't move like I used to because I'm older now, and I have this regimen and the whole Liver King is to be like healthier life, and he wanted that for men because men have like they're naturally not as healthy now anymore, and for like self-esteem and like hey like you can do this kind of thing.
My question.
But fuck him for lying to those men.
Yes.
Wait, my question would be, when did he start taking the steroids?
I think it was like a couple years ago. It wasn't.
So,
very,
I would never. Now you can't believe a word he says about not you.
No,
I mean,
no.
like,
No.
But it's
There is
just-
documentation. Like I think they have like more plates and more dates. Had some documentation, and he explained in that email like that got crossover for how long he had been taking it. And I think
Oh, it was.
like,
I saw it was like 2-3 years.
yeah, it was like 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, I saw that.
But he was
I saw that.
natural up until he started
Okay,
taking
so
steroids.
can you get that physique with?
Oh,
his-
like I'm certain that he was pretty jacked to begin with. Like not as
of
jacked.
jacked.
No, not as jacked as he is.
Yeah.
Like I could see his pecs and shoulders being almost natural.
He would have
but
been in
it's-
good shape,
it's
but he
more-
wouldn't have
it's
looked like
more,
he looked.
Man, it's more as
Okay.
his 6-pack looks like they're implanted.
But like stuff like eating raw liver, is that healthy?
Yes,
is
it
it
is.
not?
It's a healthy meat.
Okay, so what he was doing was okay.
What he's doing was okay, but essentially
Okay,
the fact
that's
that he
where
was
I'm wrong,
the
then.
and the thing but the thing that
show
to
you a
me I
picture.
get angry about is he peddled that workout to say you will look like me
this.
if
Yeah.
I do that workout. So you blatantly lied to people because the
Right.
whole time you said people came out immediately when they saw him and went, dude, you look like you're literally glistening with steroids, like they're coming
Yeah.
out of your veins.
Yeah.
Like you could park a fucking two-story Decker bus
Right,
in his arm vein.
to put in perspective,
So that-
like,
that's-
that's his 6-pack, and everyone thought he had implants.
Yeah,
Jesus
You
Christ.
think you look like that doing his drag?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess what I got mad about, and don't get me wrong, Matt is right. He didn't run from it. He accepted he did it, and he said, "I started taking steroids for this." But the fact that he tried to pass off his whole ancestral lifestyle shit as being legit when it wasn't, that's what frustrates me because I go, okay, but as an insecure man, you then are a hypocrite because then you go, hey, remember other insecure men? I'm going to take advantage of their insecurity. That's what he did. That's what he
I
did.
also like I could be, and maybe I'm just giving the benefit of the doubt, but he did explain that he had several businesses before.
Oh, he was rich
Liver
before
King,
this.
He was
rich
rich
before
and he
this.
didn't like do it for the
No,
money.
but
Yeah.
he missed the fact that even regardless of what he did,
Yeah.
men were lied to. Their insecurity was taken advantage of, and they were literally and essentially peddled this bullshit product. And I'm not saying it's not completely. Liver's good for you, and I'm sure his exercises were still healthy. Just you're not looking like him.
I also think I could be wrong in this, but I think I'm right. I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure like his whole thing was to create that alpha male mindset.
Yeah,
It was like that, hey, like you can be alpha, like
you can be
don't
primal.
like you don't have to be the bitch, right? Like
Yeah.
you don't have to be like this. You can be the man. And I think that like I'd never watched the Liver King video, so I couldn't.
I watched the one with. I watched.
Back it out
hey,
now. Matt's backing out.
Barstool's.
No.
I don't even watch the
No,
videos,
but
man. I don't even know.
Barstool Sports is the best
dude.
one. You've ever seen the interview with Caleb?
Oh, it's
so
so
Barstool
funny.
Sports, and then Caleb is an amazing interviewer, and he even asked him, and like they literally ask him about like, so are you or something like a public pooper? He's like, let me tell you what, with my ancestral diet, when I poop, they're perfect, nothing left. You know what I mean? My body absorbs it all back, and then Caleb's sitting there, he's like, what?
Yeah.
Like there's a few of those moments.
Everybody poops.
And then
There's a child's book about this.
I'm just saying. Like,
Also, it's really
I
funny.
know of Liver King, but I've never watched the video.
No, I love when Matt's like defending something. He's like, but I don't even watch it myself. I don't even know. I don't even know.
I've
never even heard of this Liver King.
But like in his video, like
I'm just fucking with
I could
Yeah.
be wrong, but it seemed really sincere. Like he wasn't like trying to fucking.
Matt's trying to believe in people.
Because a lot of the time you can see the
Can we
bullshit
crush him
apologies.
spiritually?
You know what I mean?
Let's rape him.
Remember, Matty, people are always shit.
Like there's a lot of like shitty apologies out there, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
this is
It wasn't- no, it
this
wasn't
is
the-
one where
it-
you
it-
fully
it
admitted
wasn't the
everything.
worst.
It
and
wasn't the worst apology, but he still tried to like get away with misleading everybody by going, I just did it for me. It's like, no, but you were selling something. Bullshit, and you were influencing people. And that makes me mad.
You're
The
trying
thing
to
is,
get a point.
the thing is, like he took accountability, like in his video,
Yeah.
and he's like, you know what I did was wrong, and I feel bad about it.
He should refund every single product he sold as far as Prime.
I guess if he was selling things.
If he was truly sorry, that's what he would do. Oh, that's not true. He's
Okay.
greedy. Everyone's greedy.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
A different point though. So he's trying to promote this alpha mindset. Why the fuck is everyone so obsessed with this alpha mindset?
Because there's a lot of
Men
dumb
can't
people
cry,
out there
Men
that
can't
think
have feelings. Men can't have
what it
emotions.
is there's two different mindsets as far as I've seen as far as my school. There's the common growing up theme now that's very young, but the toxic masculinity, which is society tells you not to cry, society tells you to be strong, society tells you,
Be
independent,
a man.
be a man. So there's that. Then because of that, there's the other part, which is a lot of the guys fighting back about being alpha and taking control. And it's not toxic to be a man, which it isn't.
Wait,
But to an extent, yeah.
but it's the same thing.
no,
it's-
Wait.
It
To
is
be
completely-
alpha.
Alpha is essentially to go like you make your own decisions. You don't live by anyone else's rules. You're in charge. You're looking forward.
I think
And
what
you're
he was
allowed
trying
to cry.
No.
So it's still alpha,
Dude.
It's still the same thing.
No.
I'm
It's
confused.
I'm not. No, that's fair. I'm not.
I'm
Presenting
pretty sure
myself
like
well
his whole thing
Wait.
was like the alpha mindset was like for him like was to like you can do like you can go above what you think you can do.
Oh,
and like
okay,
you create
yeah.
that mindset where like you are worth it. Like you are this person.
You can be better.
like you can become what you want to become.
You can achieve
But like
things.
you got and it's hard work and doing
Okay.
this and
Okay.
and being confident. Like it's all about confidence.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's
And creating
okay.
confidence. I think that's what most people in that kind of like perspective mean by alpha. Like you can become the man you want to become. It's not impossible.
Okay.
And you got to believe in yourself. And here's the ways
That's
you can
fair. I didn't
do
actually
it.
think of that.
Okay, that's a better way. To
I know that's
That's
better
the way they explain it. I think a lot of it, but they use the word alpha.
So when can I cry?
You can't.
you can.
Oh,
No.
excellent.
But like
you know what?
while working
you know
out.
what, Al?
from what I've
It's really simple. The answer to your question. It's a lot of people that don't have common sense would believe in that using that Liver King would be like the way to go because like, you think it's like
But
if
they're
he can do it
insecure
how
and
jacked
they-
he is and they're really insecure.
They're naive.
So they would think like it's got to be true, but there's like no science to back up what this because there's only one guy who's ever done it.
Yeah.
And it's Liver King.
Well, there's
no one
other-
else was really doing it.
I think other people have done paleo shit like that,
Yeah,
but
but
not
they're
to
not
his
eating
extent.
fucking raw
But then,
liver
like,
and
I guess
shit,
the way I've seen it, and like why at least everything now is, or what is it? You've seen the other thing, which is like Sigma
it's
male
common
grind
sense.
set and
I
shit
feel
like
I'm
that.
understanding it and not.
Okay, so like alpha male, to me, and Matty is right. I forgot that aspect, but alpha male to me is the guy, the Chad, the one who gets the girls, the one who's who's confident, the one who believes in himself, the one who fucking slings dick, the one who's like big dick swinger. That's an alpha. That's
Andrew
an alpha male.
Tate. That's the
And so-
easiest
yeah, Alpha
definition.
Tate, Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate's
It's like
the
those
easiest
kind of guys
definition
where
of
they
that.
literally go like, "Hey, you're like." Not well. Andrew Tate is like more toxic.
Who
end
is
of it.
He's
Andrew
more
Tate?
toxic.
Andrew Tate's such a fucking douche.
Okay.
He's funny, but
interesting.
no, but regardless, yeah. So alpha male is seen as the best form a male can be. You are dominant. You are strong. You are looking forward. You're intelligent. You don't care what people say. Women flock to you. That's like alpha idea. It's like the ideal male
think
to
it's
some
just
people.
This still feels toxic.
It-
Okay.
yes, it is. I'm not
there's
denying that.
multiple
fact.
definitions to a
Yeah,
word.
but like
that's what it is.
But there's better ones like Matthew's coming from where it is true. Like that's a healthy mindset to go. I can push my boundaries and I can be the person. That is a good mindset.
That's a good way.
Like there's aspects of alpha that aren't bad like that. but the general gist of it is to be kind of an asshole and to be a bit like, I'm on top. Hey, fuck you bitches. You're here for me. Like
Again, I think it all leads back to inner confidence.
And then
it's
like
all about confidence.
And then also there is a side, like from the alphas, there's the guys who really want to better themselves. There's also quite a large proportion of the guys who like want to be alpha or kind of the incel type.
Yeah.
Don't get a lot of women, right? Have a lot of issues with that. Really hate women and go, I don't need you. I'm an alpha male. Yeah. But, you guys are all bitches. Yeah, women are bitches and you're going to flock to me. And yeah, I'm a big, like, that's kind of like that. Whereas on the other end of it, you get the toxic masculinity. So growing up now, a lot of like, I don't know, I feel like from what I've seen, a lot of men are told to feel bad about being a guy and about the fact that like we should, you have privilege, you have male privilege, you have white privilege,
patriarchy.
Yeah, so there's that side, and then because of that side, like they're both kind of a bit extremes.
It's the two extremes.
Okay. So you have alpha male, like fuck women, fuck everybody else, I'll do what I want, fuck the society, and beta male's like the women are queens and I'll respect you and like simp.
I have to obey and simp.
Yeah, kind of simp stuff. So like you have the two ends of it.
Okay.
And whereas like toxic masculinity is a thing too, where it's like men should be able to cry. Like there's good points from either side.
Now you're on my team here with the crying.
Yeah.
Why does Rheal care so much about the crying? Out of anything, like, well, who gives a shit?
Hey, but it's actually been proven that, especially but with our generation, it is important for men. It is important to cry.
It is important to cry.
Like, he just cares so much about it, though. It's like, fuck. I love how Rheal is so concerned about Liver King's alpha definition, and if there's crying, it's like,
crying involved.
Who gives a shit about the Liver King's definition?
Ray just wants to know, is it normal to cry when you wake up?
He went on a 5-minute tangent so Rheal can get confirmation that you can cry and still be an alpha male. My good God.
Actually, there could be an
He was so concerned about the fucking crying.
That's a good point, but
my dear God, and now you know it's right. It's
there
so
could be an
ridiculous.
argument. There could be an argument to be said that the most alpha male would be
if you
comfortable
need to
crying.
cry, just go fucking cry. Who cares?
But there'd be
You can't cry anymore.
there'd be
Damn it, Rheal.
there
you
would
can
be
cry.
there'd be
I listen to sad songs. I still can't cry.
also like think of
my
it, and
God.
again, you can think of like alpha again, like is like Wolfpack.
I just heard Dan for 5 fucking minutes, and he was a really good definition. You did a really good job, but I'm like, this is just going nowhere. And all Rheal wanted to know was about the fucking crying, man.
But hear me out though.
my God.
Wouldn't that not be an argument to say that if you're confident in yourself, which is like a tenet of being alpha, you would be able to cry and be comfortable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not
wait,
gonna
wait.
get. Can we just like?
No. Okay, but
I like this conversation, but it's just gonna keep going and going.
I just
Let
think
him
it's
finish.
Funny where it's like you could do that alpha male where it's like I'm fucking jacked, I'm charismatic, but also in touch with my feelings, and I can also talk with women about fashion while slinging bitches and getting dick.
It just being a good. It just means that you're a well-rounded person.
Opposite of those.
Yeah, women not slinging a dick, but like,
Oh my God.
wait, women slinging dick?
Oh my God.
If she doesn't have a bigger dick than you, then what's the point?
Ray said slinging bitches and getting dick.
Yes.
Yes.
How do you sling a bitch?
Well, over the head is usually the common.
I wish you wouldn't do that to I wish you wouldn't do that to female dogs.
Oh my God.
Noodles.
No, it's just funny.
Just starts whipping around like a...
Oh my
How to
Yeah.
derail a conversation, Matt.
Yeah, I like that.
For fucking 10 minutes, Rheal was like, "Hold on, let him go." He was hoping to hear something about crying.
I just needed that one.
and
word.
he would just wanted that honor,
It's my
like
trigger word.
Yeah, and he was so concerned. He waited for like 10 minutes, and then he finally went to cry. And he goes, "Wait, so you're okay to cry, right?" And he go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, thank God."
Oh, all right.
He was
Alpha
so
boy.
fucking concerned.
Still
about
cool.
that
Still
fucking
cool,
word.
boys.
That's the comedian inside of Ray, right?
That was good timing. It was good timing.
He has a point, and he's gonna get there.
Yep.
I was like, "Oh my God, we're going down this
He
loophole."
commits the bit.
Oh, he does. He does.
Yeah.
He always does.
Matt's just fucking tearing his hair
Oh
out.
my God, it was
Matt's
so
just lifting weights at this point.
No, it was just so funny. Like, I'm like, you're just like, "Hold on, let him go," and you're like again, you did a really good. There was nothing that you said. It's just
That's
like
why I was paying attention.
No, but I
It was
know.
just
I know.
so funny,
He literally
like,
did that whole
'cause he-
explanation just so he could
just so hear the word.
hear the
crying.
one word. I know.
Yeah, it was
But like, I was actually thinking there for a second. I'm like, yeah, because there's. I guess the nice thing about it is that they're both extremes, and you can grab positives from both. And essentially,
Yeah.
being a normal human being is in the middle of those two, where you're,
Man.
yeah, you can be sensitive, empathetic, but you can also like fucking pump weights,
work out and love cars.
yeah, and do like other shit. Like I guess I always like. I guess everyone does it with the wolf pack, right? Because you have alpha, omega, alpha, omega, beta, sigma.
Sigma.
I think sigma's the lowest one.
Sigma's lower than beta?
I thought beta was the lowest.
I thought beta was the lowest.
I think Sigma's lower than beta.
I thought beta
Oh,
was
maybe
the opposite
beta
of
is-
alpha.
Wait,
No,
in
you're
the
right.
actual Greek alphabet, yeah, Sigma's
Yeah, but I thought the beta was just the opposite of like alpha
yeah,
for
it's
animals.
alpha and beta.
Oh no.
Yeah, they're all
Oh
beta.
no,
and
no, no.
beta.
Alpha.
Sigma?
And, I think no, because Omega is the female head, isn't it?
What? There's a female version?
Yeah, Omega, because Alpha is the male of the wolf pack, like the head wolf, and then you have the Omega. I thought was the head female wolf.
No, Dan.
Okay, let's look this up,
Dan,
guys.
I'm 99% sure that it
Beta's
doesn't.
the bitch boy.
No, the alpha. Everyone just follows the alpha of
I'm
the
the
pack.
alpha
It
and
doesn't.
Omega's the end.
Doesn't matter on gender. I don't think.
That's the Bible verse. I am Alpha and Omega.
Okay, so the top of the females, would she be like a queen?
All I know.
Like
Okay.
Yes Batch.
There's an alpha. Like there's certain like
Oh, Matt's
herds,
right.
Animal,
Matt's
there's
right.
certain herds of animals that are like an alpha male, but then there's like a female and they follow the females. But like for wolves, it's an alpha wolf and they just follow the alpha. It's like saying like you're the general.
You're the top.
Like yeah, you're the top dog. Everyone follows you,
top dog.
and then they make sure that they protect the herd, right?
Uh,
so they
yeah.
do call outs. Like wolves are so intelligent that they can do call outs and they do counts. No, I'm not even lying.
I know.
So like for perspective, like on Joe Rogan, they had a hunter and they got caught in a wolf den.
Yeah.
And like they actually had like wolves were attacking them and they had to kill a couple wolves.
Yeah.
And the alpha howled and you could hear the other wolves howl because he was doing a count for how many wolves died.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a couple that like there was like 3 dead wolves. So then the alpha said, "Let's go," and they all left.
Oh, because
he
they
lost
heard
3 of his
casualties.
herd. Yeah.
So
Jesus.
so as
like
Wolves are smart.
wolves are insanely smart,
Yeah,
man.
they're pack animals.
They're insanely smart, dude. They like wolves know how to target one animal, the weakest animal in that pack,
Right.
and they all go. They instinctly
I
all
can see
know
that
to go
one.
there.
That's an instinct thing.
Yeah.
what is it? Okay, so you have you have an alpha male and female. So you have a pair, which is an alpha. Then you have an omega, then you have a beta, which is the second in line, not the weakest. I got that mixed up too. Then you have a beta, male and female, and then you have middle, which isn't really anything, and then the lowest is omega,
Right,
but
because
male and female.
Greek terms, Omega is the last.
Yeah, so omega's the bitch boy.
So Omegas are the bottom.
Yeah, and Sigma
It's
must be
funny how we-
somewhere
They
in the
don't
middle.
call any animals omegas though or anything.
Well, wolves they do. They have they actually that's how they do the wolf
They
hierarchy.
just go by the alpha though.
So would that be like the youngest or the most?
It just means like the
lowest
either
of the chain.
either the weakest or the most feeble or the one that's not going to mate.
So Matt.
Yeah. So like, but the thing is, like in wolf
These
society,
ones engaged
but
here,
like,
what the
but in wolf society, like they have like they will never let a lower mate with something higher than it.
Oh, they have a
Like that's why the hierarchies
caste
exist.
system.
Yeah, it's like the alpha and alpha will mate,
system real bad.
and you don't want an out. Like I think there can be some like alpha to beta, but nothing below it.
So we could have a Romeo and Juliet of wolves, where an Omega tries to get with an alpha.
DreamWorks made a movie about it.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
shit,
You'd have to get
dude.
Jamie to pull that part up. I don't know about the mating one.
Cool.
You could be right. I don't know about that part.
It is.
wait.
It's Wikipedia. Anyway.
Like I said, I don't know. I'd have to.
yeah. I was
We'd
like,
have to
how
get
the fuck
Jamie to
did
pull
we
that
get
one
here?
up.
You know what's actually
Alpha
interesting? Pack hunters. Did you know that wolves, even though wolves are good, the most successful pack hunter, wild dogs,
Well, there's-
87% success rate.
Oh,
The
I was gonna
highest of any hunting animal.
There's that one desert pup wolf dog that has the highest skill rate.
well,
It's a cute little fucking.
the wild dog, most
Yeah.
likely. They're in
but
savannah.
It's a specific. Yeah.
But they hunt in packs, and
this
they
one's not.
no, but they have the highest success rate of any hunting animal. It's something like 87%. Even lions are way the fuck down by like 40 something.
That's because lions are fucking. It's all the
Yeah,
lioness.
wolves
dude.
wolves aren't bad, but wolves are worse than the wild dogs. Cheetahs have a bad rap or bad time.
I wonder if it'd be location and like the area. There.
I'm just gonna step in real
No,
quick. I
but just as a
really,
species, the wild dog is the best.
want to Rheal to get onto that Kanye West topic.
Oh
Talk
yeah.
about it. I really am interested.
So Kanye
I
West
just
is
heard alpha
definitely
for like
an
25
alpha
minutes.
male.
Like,
But does Kanye cry?
well, I'm pretty sure. My favorite.
He has.
You want to hear my favorite part is when Kanye tweeted out like his last tweet was like, by the way, I caught this guy with Kim. Like
What?
and he cheated was Chris Paul, like the basketball player.
What?
And there's so many memes about Chris Paul like that next day, and it was so funny.
He said he caught Chris.
This is
Paul with
after
his
the
wife.
Alex Jones podcast.
Yeah.
He's like, "Good night, everyone. Oh, by the way, I caught Kim cheating on me
the
with this guy. It was Chris Paul, the basketball player."
Well, that would.
Because they're
I don't know that's.
And that was like his last tweet before he got
they're divorcing
suspended or
right
banned.
now.
Oh, they've been divorced.
They've been
for a while.
divorced for quite some time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, you should go and explain the Kanye
He
thing.
has He has to pay $200,000 a month
A month.
for his kids.
Nice.
Which is crazy. Well, I guess his net worth was insane.
He is Northwest now.
Wait,
Yeah.
he was insane.
I said his net worth
Yeah.
was
Because
insane.
he dropped, or Adidas dropped him. No.
They cut ties with this partnership.
Yeah, a lot
Okay,
of people.
I heard the thing where they're like, we're cutting ties with you to sell that was his brand. Yeezy.
They're not
Yeezy.
producing Yeezys anymore.
Yeezy. But would they produce them through other means? They can't. But
No.
they can't use Yeezy.
They've
That's
cut.
his,
They've cut the Yeezy brand ties.
Yeezy is his trademark kind of.
Yeezy is his brand.
Yeah, so they can't do it anymore.
It's his fashion and everything like that. It's his designs.
Huh?
So then he's going to take it to another company.
If anyone. will
I
take them.
have
He's
heard,
rich enough to probably create his own company, like and make it.
You know what
or
I think about
at
though,
least
when-
outsource it.
when it comes to Kanye, I think it is a interesting message to say that people can be creative, or people that are that creative are that creative for a good reason, because they're also that close to mental instability, right? Like, I remember I remember looking this up after because I was curious about, because like, really, right? Van Gogh cuts his ear off, like stuff like, okay, that's really out there as a reference. But as far as like what I've seen, the more creative you are, to an extent, it's really highly linked with mental illness.
I'm like 99% sure, and I could be wrong. Again, I've just heard this, but like I'm pretty sure he's got like CTE or something, because like he had a major car accident, like
CTE?
CTE, yeah, like brain damage. Like
cerebral
he had a
something,
severe
trauma
It just means that you
it's
got
post
fucked,
like,
like
it's post like
extruded.
something like a boxer.
trauma something, like it's like
Like a lot of head hits.
long-term mental illness. And like football players can get it from so much
Like
damage
concussion.
and head traumas.
And that's why they're
and
going around like trying to
concussions.
drive a car in the middle
Yeah.
of a like.
Yeah. And like he got in a severe like car accident like right after I think the Jesus Walks album. And he got like in a severe car accident. He got like a skull fracture and everything
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
And apparently like he was never really the same after the accident. He was a little different.
I could do it too.
And like and severe brain damage can cause different,
Well, yeah,
you know what I
100%.
mean? So like I think that's probably what's caused this. Like if you look at it on Antonio Brown, he's like an NFL player. He just was like had a massive warrant out for his arrest for a sexual assault or something like that, and he had like a showdown with the cops in his house, like with like guns and shit like that. Like I don't think there were shots fired, but he's been a loony guy for like 5 years. Like, and he was like the best receiver in football. Like he's probably one of the best ever. Like if you look at his stats, insane, like so good, but so much brain damage from like the hits and stuff. And it might just hit.
no, it's correlated.
Some
You're
other
right. It
people
is
can take
correlated.
hits more than other people,
No,
right?
it's
It just
correlated.
depends, right?
Yeah.
But like he wasn't a loony before, and then now, like, dude, he walked off the field and took off his shirt, and that was his last game he ever played because he was pissed that he didn't get the ball more, and he's like, "Fuck this, I'm out here," and he left the team, and they cut him the next day. But he like tore his shirt off, and he was running like with no shirt and waving his, like he was just crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like the same kind of thing as Kanye West. Like Kanye doesn't even know what he's saying. Like.
No.
Based on what I saw on the Alex Jones comments,
But
he has no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
He's completely off the deep end. But like
Yeah.
you are right. There is a correlation between CT and like that is your brain getting
Yeah.
tossed around in a soup. Something's gonna go wrong, and like for him, but he's also technically had. I feel like for Kanye, he's had definitely a lot of indications of what the fuck's wrong with you. Remember like the
Yeah.
Bush thing? George Bush
was
hates
him.
black people,
I was about to
That-
ask. That,
that was
was
him.
Kanye,
and
right?
it's like a random thing where you're like,
Okay, was
Yeah.
that before the car,
way before.
or after?
It was Bush.
I
way
think
before.
I don't know when this car accident.
Oh, his car accident was after like years after.
I could be like I don't know the timing, but I'm pretty sure it was like in that 2007 2008 range. I could be wrong.
But it makes sense, so like in the sense that I don't know, people that are creative, you're just one
Here.
step away from being real fucking weird.
That was like two.
Yeah, that was Hurricane Katrina.
I was
So that was like
thinking that
2006, I think, right?
You know what it is? I listened to his Power album. It was fantastic, and that was like not even a week ago. And I'm like, it's pretty fun. I never listened to Kanye.
Oh, like okay.
Like I listened to his Power album, and I'm like,
and
this
that's
is
a recent album.
no way back.
Sorry,
It was back
okay.
when. But like I was listening to that.
2002 is when it was a severe car
and, oh,
accident.
yeah, okay.
Oh wow, so way
Yeah.
back when.
So it would have been.
Because I was about to say there was someone posted a tweet of I can't remember who it was, some other celebrity, and they said Kanye's like fucked up, and you probably don't want to associate with him, and it had something to do with the Nazi things, but it was an 08 tweet.
08.
So it was like,
Oh.
this
So
is
that's
way
after-
back,
that's
but also
after
so his
the car
accident.
So
But you might not have like the development of the seat. Like you can just start developing and get worse and worse over time, right?
But I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to
Yeah.
coordinate. Like, if you could find something before the car accident where they're like, man, this guy's anti-Semitic, then you're like, all right, this could be pre-accident, but if it's all post-accident, then Matt definitely got a point. And it could also just exacerbate.
Yeah.
Exacerbate.
I think.
So,
See, that's exacerbate. Exacerbate.
So like
exacerbate.
he broke his jaw in 3 places. He fractured his nasal, and like the brain damage. Like I don't think he's fractured his skull, but like all that trauma.
It's enough.
Would
It's
be
enough.
enough. Like
50 got shot like 11 times, and he's fine. I'm just joking.
50's got 3 shots in him, and 2 are lead and 1's bourbon. That's Calvin Hobbes on I really like. He used to be a detective. He said, "My name's Detective Stone. I got 3 shots in me. 2 are lead and 1's bourbon."
It's like, wait,
I think that one of the best things that happened though was like Kanye being like, "You think Adidas is gonna drop me? I make them billions," and then they got dropped the next day.
But I'm very interested, like in that discussion where it's separating the artist from their works.
Yep.
That is something people find a lot of difficulty in, but I think it's important to do.
Yep.
Because if you really enjoy someone's like music albums and they're a piece of shit person, you're like, fuck, but I still really like this music.
But then there's a stance on that to the extent of like you go to look at guys like Chris Brown. He is still making tours. He's still making millions. He still has
popular.
hordes of fans. And as a person, I go, but you do know he's a just terrible human being on every regard. And people go, yeah, but I'd like his music, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and
Hey,
see,
man.
that's the part where, and you're right, it's tough for me. It's tough to separate,
yeah.
and I go, yeah, but I don't want to listen to his
I don't
music
wanna
because
support
in that
him.
way, that's supporting a piece of shit, like to
Yeah.
me. But they go, well, yeah, but it's like his songs, and I'm like, well, yeah, but then it's hard, right? Like, what's the right answer there?
Yeah.
Because I hate him as a piece of shit. If I pirated his songs, maybe, but even then, it's like
And
I
like,
feel
don't
like
go to his concerts.
I still
but
feel
I'm
like any part of liking him, I'm like, yeah, but he's a abhorrent human
Dude,
being.
Michael Jackson, all the accusations there, like people still love him.
It's not his fault. Kids are
I don't
sexy.
know 100%. Jesus.
But again,
I'm still not on 100% with the Michael Jackson touch kids.
Well, what is it?
I'm not. I'm just saying the accusations. Like there was controversy, right? Like
Oh, absolutely.
The dude from Headley?
yeah, he actually got convicted, and he was.
Oh yeah,
charged,
I saw that.
Like with sexual assault.
Yeah.
He's in jail for like a year or something like that.
Was that the guy that was on Canada's
Canada's
Got Talent?
Not talent, but like
The singing one.
Canadian
Remember?
Idol. Canadian Idol. That
He
was it.
because he won the one year, didn't he? Oh, no, he didn't win.
He got third.
And the girl who got second was from Saskatoon.
yeah.
I remember that, and I remember at the time, like, guys, I remember even asking, like, it was in, I think, high school at the time.
Yeah.
I remember asking everyone in class, everyone's like, yeah, all the girls are like, yeah, I'm going to vote for this, like, pretty guy from, like, the States. I'm like, you don't want to support Saskatoon? The
Yeah.
girl from your hometown?
Did she become anything?
No. But, like, the thing is, like, I don't know, I remember that made me mad at first. I'm like, I remember, and I was so mad. I'm like, you guys are such fucking assholes. Like, just because he's hot, you're going to vote for him over the person from your hometown?
Yeah.
Like, I remember even at the time, like, if there was, like, yeah, if there was a gorgeous girl, I'd say you're very pretty, but I wouldn't vote for her just because of that.
Yeah.
But again, that's the teenage girls and guys we're all shallow assholes, right? But,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Fucking Kanye.
Love him to death. The second he supported Trump, I said, that's my boy. You know what? You can't stump the Trump.
Well, people are trying right now.
Yeah, they're gonna try to get him in that same jail that Epstein was in. No chance.
But man, he's been
No
doing
chance.
Dude, if Trump got like killed in prison, holy shit.
And
Would
then
that be
everyone would just say,
conspiracy
no, Trump really did kill
Man,
himself.
Dude, that would be conspiracy theory number 1
Huge.
of the century. Holy fuck.
like, dude, there's no way he would die, man. He's got too much speed in his system. He'd
It's
be
true.
fine.
Oh,
Yeah,
you could-
you
know-
stab him, he's like, I'm fine.
you'd
Yeah.
kill him. You kill him and take him 5 minutes to catch up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like with him, I think the biggest thing is again to realize Trump did nothing wrong. No, I'm kidding. I'm never making that stance. But the man is. I do wonder about this in the sense that like if he
I guess
ever
the
does
one
get,
good thing is now that Twitter won't ban you for saying that.
no, well, okay,
With Elon releasing
yeah.
the Twitter leaks.
But he just banned Kanye?
he
Was Kanye
suspended
banned?
Kanye.
Suspended.
Yeah.
Someone got banned.
well,
Well, no,
Trump,
like-
Trump is technically unbanned.
what
from
Twitter would do though, like if
No.
Because he was parodying him.
Yeah, it was.
yeah,
And it's my favorite thing is that
but
like,
I believe-
yeah.
I believe like they would just like take down your tweet. Like Twitter would take down your tweet if you said something controversial sometimes. Past Twitter.
Okay.
Where like Elon wants that free speech thing,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So then he like leaked yesterday about the Hunter Biden laptop situation,
Yep.
and how Twitter was working with both liberals and with Republicans and getting paid off to kind of monetize what was going and being said about. So for the Hunter Biden laptop, they would kind of like be like, they would do the fact checkers, like, but they essentially like try to discredit what the New York Times article was, and they wouldn't allow it like to be shared on Twitter.
Okay, so
they were getting paid by the Democratic Party,
trying to suppress it.
Yeah, they were suppressing the story.
Yep.
And then Elon released like how much they were getting paid for the suppression and all that through the Twitter file, like the files that they had.
Just a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you believe at all in anything of the Hunter Biden laptop?
I have no idea. I don't even know the whole story.
Just from what I've
heard. Isn't there like there's like a bunch of dirty shit about Biden like on Hunter Biden's laptop? Or like saying. Hunter Biden was a pretty big creep too, right? Wasn't he?
They're saying there's child
yeah, that I believe that's what it was. Yeah.
But the story is so fucking stupid.
Yeah. No.
And I don't know the facts myself, but from what I've heard, it's Hunter Biden, like Biden's son, with powerful connections. He has a lot of connections and all that.
Yeah.
He goes to some random computer shop to get his laptop fixed, like some random one. Yeah. The guy who was fixing the computer was apparently blind. Somehow figured out that there was bad stuff on the laptop, didn't go to the police, he went to Giuliani, and somehow had connections to him, got the laptop to Giuliani. Giuliani saw that there was child porn on it, didn't go to the police, brought it to someone else in the Republican Party, and they just kind of, it just changed hands.
Don't you think that
again.
the Republican Party would just have someone who could just plant that on his laptop regardless?
Easily.
Yeah.
But also they just made up a fucking stupid ass story that makes no sense whatsoever.
I didn't know who Hunter Biden was until you guys said it.
He's Joe Biden's son.
One of Joe Biden's sons. And
cool
one
name.
And I think he
cool name,
he didn't have a good relationship with Joe Biden.
No, okay, what happened?
Oh, he's a black sheep guy, wasn't
he? He had addiction issues.
Is an addiction. He had drug problems.
Isn't that the Hunter guy?
That's Hunter Biden.
It was Hunter.
Yeah.
And like drug issues.
He had passed away now.
Possibly. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He passed away? Okay. Possibly prostitution problems, like bad son and all that, but nothing too severe.
Yeah.
And also, I just laughed.
But I get it. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I laugh so hard when they're like, "Oh, Biden goes so far to help his kids with the law and this and that," and you're like, "Okay, but Trump instigated both his son and daughter into positions they were completely unqualified for to make millions of dollars in the government."
I'd say, yeah, you're right. No, they were both unqualified. I'd say the daughter was at least competent to an extent. The sons are complete idiots.
I guess like what Elon was trying to prove though was that like that Twitter was
suppression for this
story. Yeah.
Which okay.
Hey, around election time, I get that. Because any way to smear,
that's when it did
any way to smear someone,
that's
they
when
would
it
go
did
through
become
effort
relevant.
to
Example
hide.
A would be when
Trump.
No.
Trump grabbed him by the pussy.
Oh yeah. No. Right before Hillary Clinton election, like weeks before, the director of FBI comes out and says, "Oh, by the way, we're doing an investigation into Hillary."
Yep.
Fucking tanked her numbers. What came of that? Nothing.
Yep.
It was a complete BS bullshit.
That also makes me mad because their own party literally said, "Hey, fuck you," to what's? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Why can't I remember his name right now? This is gonna hurt me.
Bernie
Sanders.
Sanders.
They literally sunk Bernie Sanders to try to be like, well, he's not gonna get elected, so fuck you. They actively tried to get him down to try to get Hillary, and she fell on her face. And all I could think is, I'm like, don't get me wrong. Maybe she would have done better than Bernie, but I still have an idea. I'm like, what happened if Bernie didn't get fucked over by his own party? What happens if he went without Hillary, just Bernie versus Trump? Might be a different
Bernie
story.
probably would have won.
You never know.
Or it'd be close.
I think Trump. There's still enough angry, dumb people in the states that Trump would have probably still won, but it would have been a bit closer than it was.
Yeah, I think it would have been.
I just remember I'll admit though, the whole thing.
Remember, Hillary was like, "We will not concede until every vote is counted."
No.
That was the same with Trump though too. He did the same. Thing.
My favorite thing is about everything though with Twitter and everything about like Elon Musk and all that. It's so nice to be disconnected from it because I don't use Twitter. I don't give a fuck, and I love watching the chaos right now. This is just enjoyable.
Oh man,
that's
so kind
fun.
of the funny thing with like Elon and him owning Twitter is that like he doesn't give a shit about Twitter. He could care less. He kind of bought it as a meme, like a joke, because he made a joke about it and he got kind of forced into buying it.
Yeah.
And then two, like, it's very like funny like how many civs there are now. Like, oh, just in case Twitter doesn't exist by tomorrow, here's my Hive account and all that. I'm like, fuck, man, you're so fucking full of yourself. You really care about your followers and that shit that much, right? Like, it's like, come to my Hive account just in case. I'm like, dude, Twitter is a $44 billion purchase. He's not going to just literally make it not exist anymore. He's going to try everything in his power to get his fucking money back from
That's
it.
why he added the $8.
Yeah,
He's like, power to the people for $8 a month. He's like, oh no, what did he started with 16, then I think it was Steven. And again, long story short, it's essentially
someone's
showing
like,
Elon to be a man-child.
The horror.
No, the funny thing, it was like this. It was like
Stephen King.
Yeah.
Just hold on, let me finish.
No, that was it.
But Stephen King. Yeah, sorry. But Stephen King, and I love that. And he literally just said, what was the word he said? But Stephen King essentially like made fun. He's like, or what is it? Like I'm not staying on this fucking platform for $16 an hour or like $16 a month just to be verified. And then Elon's like, well, why? We need to keep the servers on. How about 8?
Yeah.
And like countered off
and
it.
then
I'm like,
became the number, and you're like,
well, either way, long story short, it's
another-
come out to show that Elon is quite frankly a man-child. He's someone, and I at least as far as I've read, a bunch of people at Tesla like essentially go, he doesn't know anything about what the companies do. He comes in as a figurehead, as a big like kind of big swinger, but reality they say they literally have a team, like a team of Elon handlers to be able to like kind of like, you know what I mean, to handle him and make sure he's not like displeased. And there's an Elon team.
Yeah, like I would assume that he's quite ambitious.
He is ambitious, but I think he's
I think he's
team.
yeah.
I'm guessing he's quite smart at engineering.
He'd have to be smart at something to be where he is.
I'm pretty sure it's engineering.
He might be, but like
didn't he have a wealthy family when he grew up? Though?
Yeah,
oh,
they
yeah,
were the
definitely.
mine
Definitely.
and-
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
there
so
you go.
realistically,
So he had money
he
to
got
begin
wealth
with.
from
Yeah.
having wealth. But I remember I love it. It's like one was the one employee's like, yeah, even like even before he got his hair plugs and everything, like it's always been like he the world revolves around him. And I'm like, don't be wrong at first.
but when
The Daddy Musk to Mars was funny, but then the when it came out, the Starlink in Ukraine, that was one thing that I went, this was your opportunity to show that you were a bit of a humanitarian at all, and you literally said, no, where's my money? And arguably, yes, he agreed to set up the service, and the government agreed to technically pay it, but for the monthly. But all I can think to myself is, like, a Bill Gates put him in the same situation. Same situation as Elon with Starlink Internet. Bill Gates would have gone, you know what? Because the Ukrainian people are suffering, free. They paid for the installation. I'll out of my own pocket, free for as long as the war lasts. But Elon went, no. By the way, what was it? It was the Ukrainian parliament minister was saying something like, or he got like kind of like badmouthed Elon about like, why are you charging us during like this time? And Elon said, well, fine, if you're gonna complain, then it's gone. And was like threatening to essentially take my ball and go home from Ukraine because some minister badmouthed him. Well, they're literally in a war. Yeah. And I'm like, Elon, you fucking child. Well, who gives a fuck?
He's just a petty guy for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Either way, he's funny. I'll give him that. He's funny to watch him.
Oh, it's
and
hilarious.
then what is the boring situation too with that tunnel?
The tunnel, the kids trapped in the.
Yep.
The cave.
Yep.
I also love like when he went on Joe Rogan and he was talking about how terrified he is of AI.
Yep.
And how it's going to take over the world one day. And yet he's like the first one to try to develop AI. And have the brain chips that you put in humans.
Yeah, he's
pushing
it's
that
crazy.
boundary.
So hear me out. What if he's already AI?
Maybe he is
no,
AI.
it's Musk or Zuckerberg.
Man, what
is
if
the first AI.
Yeah, he had hair
Dude,
plugs.
what if the real Elon's gone and the AI's taken
That's
over?
what I'm about to say.
And what
You
if he's
wouldn't-
that
you wouldn't
crazy now?
You wouldn't know.
Because the AI can't take the criticism.
And the AI wouldn't understand Twitter, so go, wait, $8 a month is factual.
See that what happened was that AI was just fed a bunch of like Reddit posts.
God.
Circle jerk about Elon.
Dude, it would make so much sense if Elon was the first test subject on himself with the chip.
Yep.
And then now that's why he wants to push it so far.
What if he's just a monkey?
That could be.
I
think. Hold on. I want to go back to. I think it's AI. This is what I think, though. I think it's AI that is taught by the subreddit of like diehard Rick and Morty fans. Where it's the people that think that they're the smartest in the room.
Smart.
They think they're the smartest in the room and that they get the jokes that no one else gets, and that's why their show is so elevated.
Holy shit, that's funny.
Speaking of AI, like I've been seeing a lot of posts and stuff about AI art.
Yeah,
And like how they're
that's
like,
cool. That is cool though.
Yeah, but like a lot of people are like
redoing like streamers and stuff, right? Like AI draws
but
them.
where do you get that? Like,
That's like
there's programs.
oh, that's terrifying though.
I think the one that all the like influencers are using right now is called Lenza or something like that.
No.
That one I think you get like a free access like 7-day free access for a couple of photos or something like that, and you have to pay a monthly.
Isn't that crazy though? Like that Loeb character. Did you guys hear about that one?
Nope.
Like its own AI now. Like it actually goes and haunts pictures, and it's like
What?
a fucked up like looking person with like no eyes and like a deformed face. Yeah, man. I'll show you.
Oh, is that
after
the one with like the
podcast.
stretchy face and it's like the kid thing?
No, it's like it looks like a fucking out of a horror film. Like this person, it is so fucking fucky, and it knows how to like essentially get into a picture, like an AI picture, and it's like its own artificial intelligence now.
What?
Yeah, this guy was like tracking it, like he accidentally created it, and he's like, yeah, like Loeb's like attacking other art shit, like.
Dude, that's terrifying.
Yeah, and like anything,
fuck?
anytime art
Is
it
that a
does,
modern day like
the AI, what it does
horror
is,
story? Sorry. Yeah.
yeah,
No,
kind of like what it does is it deforms the photo into like this like fucked up face.
Oh, so it's essentially like a searching robot that's literally just searching for JPEG, PNG,
Well, it's,
like.
Because like AI, it's like when you say draw me this picture, you have to give it descriptions. So you're like cat, furry, round, blah,
And then
blah,
usually
blah.
has to do it a lot of
and
times.
this thing would just insert like this face and just like spam it really hard like a bot almost.
Almost
to
like,
get
yeah,
it.
Like,
essentially,
dude,
but
it's
like-
fucked up. Like it haunts AI art and attacks
Dude,
it.
that's terrifying.
Yeah, like that's what it looks like.
Holy fuck,
Yeah.
that's cool as shit though.
Yeah. Here, I'll show
Horror
you.
in the
Yeah, I've seen
internet.
That's the scariest one. That's the one that freaks me out, man.
Oh yeah, that's pretty messed up.
And that's what the
And it
faces
just,
look like
it
that.
somehow gets in the background of pictures.
It'll just haunt pictures, AI art.
No, so what it'll do is because AI art is essentially generated art, so I'm guessing it would just go in and take the
Yeah.
file, literally take the direct, like the actual raw stuff, and go, okay, input this here, let's contour this.
I think it goes a different process personally.
Puts it
because-
behind it and then puts it forward.
No. What I think is because AI art just looks at 1,000 other pictures to generate its own picture.
Yeah.
I just think it spams itself in a whole bunch of like out of that 1,000, it spams itself into like 100.
Oh god, that.
Oh,
So that
smart,
it-
yeah.
So it's like if it's looking at 1,000 picture of cats and
Good
draws
point.
a cat,
Yeah.
it does 1,000 picture of cats, but 100 of them end up this horror. You're gonna get that horror instigated in the picture.
Okay, I get it. Yeah,
It's like
yeah, I can
bot
see that.
farming almost.
Yeah, fair.
Is the way I see it. I don't know. I don't fucking.
I don't either.
I should trust
I don't
you.
know.
You're the
I
computer scientist.
dude. I know anything about AI. I know how to fix a printer. I can make a Java program. I can make JavaScript.
I plugged in an external hard drive.
I'm just trying to find it right
I
now.
can make a very rudimentary API. I can do some Java.
Hello,
I can
world.
do some JavaScript. I can do some TypeScript, which is JavaScript.
Loeb is an amalgam of a human features in shape of an older woman generated by an artificial intelligence art tool. Loeb does not exist. Loeb is not real, but Loeb
real.
was
It can't
created
hurt
by
you.
a user using an image prompt. And then apparently in the detailed thread on post, it goes...
Nice. Let's keep.
I discovered this woman,
This is fun.
who I call Loeb in April. The AI reproduced her more easily than most celebrities. Her presence is persistent, and she haunts every image she touches.
Her presence is persistent.
So, like, this AI just keeps on making these fucked up images of
Dude,
people.
that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Horror in like AI.
You know, it'd be really, like, well, modern day horror would essentially just be the fact that every single one of everything you own could be tracked. That's essentially modern day horror. So it's like
Yeah.
your stalker or whoever wanted, or an AI could track you and go, for example, like, let's say, for example, at one point, right, because you have a grid system for the lights, you have a grid system, like, remember the Watch Dogs, that kind of game? You could essentially think of it like that. Like, let's say an AI is in control of you, all of a sudden you're in a Tesla, self-driving car. AI goes, I'm in control now.
I'm gonna take you here.
Oh, that light's actually permanently red. Gotta go right. And all of a sudden, and it leads you to, like, yeah, it literally would lead you to, or just it would lock the fucking doors and drive you into a lake.
That seems actually pretty rudimentary to me. It's like tracking people, easy.
Easy as fuck. You can do
Easy
it
as
already.
fuck. Yeah, I'm thinking more of the idea of like AI.
But that's just AI haunting, like, images.
Yeah,
How can
like
AI haunt you?
Getting into the system
You,
itself.
you could say that an AI could essentially like corrupt your computer or something, like maybe your phone. So every time you go to something, maybe it like randomly pop up an image or something.
Yeah.
It could give you prompts like that, but like,
I like the subtle shit though, where it's like in your files.
or what
And
if
it, or like you say you're like looking at your Excel, like say your work is Excel spreadsheets, and you're doing your Excel spreadsheets, and there's just like one of the like little boxes of it, and it just says "help me," and you're typing away, and you're like, "Hang on," and then you look back and it disappears, and you're like, just that real subtle
That's
psychological.
that would be
terrifying.
no 100%. No, that's you're right.
Terrifying, bro.
Okay.
And then, sorry.
Sorry.
There you go.
Sorry to cut you off,
It's
but I
okay.
have this fun idea for video games. Once they get to the point where they can really do good eye tracking, say like in VR with really excellent eye tracking, it's like, okay, you're looking at a room and doing that subtle shit where it's like facing the edge of your screen, and it sees your eyes flick over and it disappears. You flick back,
It's there.
and it's just like a real on the edge perspective shit. And you're just like, oh, this is unsettling as all get out.
You know what's another one it could do really easily is you give an AI could go through all your messages, look how you talk, look how other people talk. It could impersonate. And all of a sudden it could go to your mom and say, like, it could literally send you a text going, like essentially it could say, send you a text being like, Ray, your father's been shot, you need to come home now, I need you, or like, I need you at this address, we were out like searching for houses or looking at cars and you got shot, please come here now. Or like, it could do a voice or it could do text. All of a sudden you go down there and nothing there, but maybe at the same time it contacted like, I don't know, someone and just said like, as their sister, honey, I know who killed her daughter.
Yeah.
I know who did it.
They're gonna be
This son of a bitch, I tracked him down. He's at this fucking warehouse. Or something like that, right? Like, they could do something like that easily. And
Hopefully
actually, to
that
be
never
fair,
happens.
there is already, like, programs in place that can do voice modulation. And, like, 100%. Like, that would be one easily. Like, social manipulation, I feel like not even just horror sense, but as far as, like, damage done, social manipulation would be the easiest. Or you go, for example, like, not horrorist, but more like, what would AI be able to do easily? Fraud would be the easiest thing in the world. Hey, honey, it's John. Hey, I'm stuck at the airport. Could you maybe just wire me $100 here or something?
I don't know, like, is voice there yet, though?
Yes, it is.
Because, like, wouldn't they just use that in movies, though?
No, it legit. It is actually a security thing now. It's not. Don't get me
I
wrong.
think it's in
It's not
process.
amazing. It's
Yeah.
not amazing.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's there.
It's
is
getting there.
Oh,
And,
yeah,
like-
I can
and,
read
like-
that. I meant by, like,
Yeah, like
the accuracy.
essentially, like
Yeah, I think it's still kind of rudimentary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you have like what is it? I'm trying to think of the exact term. I think phishing or phishing. Anyway, it's the one where it's like you pretend to be someone else. Like, oh,
Yeah,
You're fishing.
Fishing.
No,
It's fishing.
it is fishing, but it's
But
not
it's
spelled
PH.
like
It's
it's
PH. Yeah.
I'm trying to think
yeah.
how you say it.
It's called
yeah,
fishing.
like that, like that. But people
Just like you got catfish.
yeah. Or like they'll
yeah.
email you or whatever. But like, yeah, I could see an AI easily doing that. I could also see an AI if it was able to gain access to something, especially anything around criminal record, would be big. Because all of a sudden it could put in records for you. You're a rapist. You've killed someone. You've done this. You're out for warrant. Here's your warrant. Here's your information. The warrant signed by this judge. You could. Oh, AI would be terrifying. Well, and then also not even to mention fucking nukes and everything else could do.
Yeah, the hardcores.
Yeah.
Actually, one thing I think I remember seeing this. I'm not 100%, but I thought I saw one where right now someone's working on an AI program that looks over past texts, and what they did was they designed it for. It was a friend of hers that died. And so she got the AI to read a whole bunch of his past texts,
And it wanted to be-
so that it could recreate that type of conversation, so she could just keep
Yeah, she missed her
texting
friend.
with
That's
him.
terrifying.
That is fucked up.
It is fucked up,
Terrifying.
but at the same time, I will say that don't get me wrong. That is like just an unhealthy way. If you want to deal with it your way, that's not grieving. That's like a weird
It's
attachment.
coping.
But but it's like almost not. I would say the thing about anything around AI, though, I do truly go. It is a fascinating subject, and the fact that it can teach itself, and you can have it learn, you can have it do all these things. But then at the same time, the must thing does make sense. Where you go, that's a bit terrifying. But at that point, like, if we come to a point where artificial intelligence is that strong, it doesn't make complete sense, because if we were able to make it, we should always be able to like create it with limitations or with things it cannot do. And if it was ever able to go around that, I feel like there has been a time as an engineer where you'd go, wait, why is it doing that thing? Shut it down.
I feel like
Who knows? I have no idea.
the most logical thing that could happen is that, like, and he even says it, is AI human integration. So, like, they integrate together.
Oh,
to create
God.
another,
Terrifying.
Well, because
put it in your brain like a chip
but,
like
but
that?
dude,
No.
it's like evolution, right? Like, it's just another
It is,
form
it
of
is.
evolution.
Like cybernetics, too.
We
Yeah.
could think of it as like a real simple version, though, where if you could just use it as, say, a memory enhancer, where, like, say I'm really bad with names, and it's just it's almost like an extra external storage.
Or like another neural link, essentially.
Yeah. Shit. I lost my point.
Memory, having a lot of increased memory.
No,
You could
the
do it to
AI
like...
but the idea, like, from what I've read right now, our AI is shit. Like, our AI that we can develop is actually really, really fucking bad. for self-teaching.
Self-teaching. Okay, yes.
It's so bad.
It has to be in such a controlled environment right now. And why it works so well in chess, or why it works so well in like Dota.
Specific.
Something that has rules.
But
even Dota is complicated shit. Like,
but
chess,
you saw them mid Shadow Fiend.
But dude,
beat everybody.
Look at like how much you can enhance something in like 30 years.
Well, the thing is, that, all of a sudden, let's just say brain chips. Let's just say, right, anxiety, depression, mental illness. All of a sudden, you go, hey, here's your deficit. Instead of a pill, here's a chip. Oh. It might be because another thing, right, is like it's serotonin. What if the chip artificially says, here's serotonin? It's not real, but it's sending a signal.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know anything. I don't know enough about it.
I wonder if we would go more the chip implanted in the brain versus just understanding the neural links well enough that we can just go into the brain and do surgery and cut. And
I don't think you'd ever be able to cut.
I feel like that would be something like that people would integrate.
I don't know enough. I feel like if you're going to do surgery, you'd have to have a chip involved at some point. Because you can't, because like you can't like go into a brain and like cut out depression.
No.
But like
or I guess instead of chip, perhaps just a drug you take that would develop or like promote the development of extra neural links.
That would be that's something of it of itself.
That's more of a medical version of it.
That is. That's not because I would argue because like technically like drugs right now artificially just let your body like either it gives you artificial things you don't have or it literally enables your body to take them up better.
Yeah.
So like what is it? NNRIs or whatever. Norepinephrine I can't remember. The depression ones. Like those, I don't know. It'd be hard to say.
I could see robotics definitely before Neuralinks. We should get like the external like almost armor, power armor.
Oh, exosuit.
Exosuits.
Yeah.
Just to like help lift and shit.
Oh yeah, I can see. Well, then the thing is too, like even the one thing I thought was dope is fucking jetpacks now are awesome. You've seen those guys like because all of a sudden I'm like that's also like and it's funny you watch the Ukraine and Russia right now. I'm not going back to I won't. But like you watch drone videos and like you realize how much warfare has changed. It's terrifying. You're literally in a drone that costs $50. And it's dry, and it's fucking up. It's up like 100 feet with a bunch of little mines, like little torpedoes. Yeah. And you literally see it, and you can see like people record it. It's on like the sun does it every day, and you'll literally see a tank down there, like a giant tank, and it's almost like you're playing the claw game. It's like, and then drop, boop, there goes the tank.
Just blew up a tank.
Yeah, with a fucking $50 drone.
And it can fly off.
They can fly off, and all of a sudden if they kill it,
yeah.
Who gives a shit? And like it's funny because like Russia came in, and that's okay. I won't. But it's funny to me because all it's done is they went out to be like we're big power, we're scary because that's all Russia had, right? Was the fear, and then it literally came out to be a paper tiger where they're like, we don't know what we're doing, we don't have the equipment, we haven't figured this out. And the funny thing is, everyone around him, I think that what his people told him because they didn't want to, they don't want to be the guy that says no to Putin. I think he was surrounded by too many yes men. They went, we can do this. Yes, we can.
Oh, yeah.
And none of them wanted to admit, we have no chance.
Yeah.
But
how many tanks we have? Oh, 10,000.
Fucking 10,000.
How many do we actually have? Oh, probably like 1,000.
Yeah. What is it? They thought they thought the invasion was going to be over in 3 days. We're on day 278. God. Something like that. But
no idea.
Actually, I'll admit, not to like cut it short, but I actually kind of want to go because I want to go poop, and I don't want to do it here.
All right. It's a good way to
Sorry, I didn't want to ruin it. I just sat there. I'm like, I do want to go to the washroom.
But so do we get to the future of AI pooping?
I want them to take the poop from my body before it needs to leave.
So we need teleportation technology. Yes.
Also, that'd be really make it a lot easier to do fecal transplants. That's a legitimate thing for people.
Wait, just any surgery would be amazing at that point.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
But then you have to worry about life expectancy and population control, all that jazz.
Oh, don't worry, we're taking care of that.
And you're gonna end up in a China situation where you can't have no more boys and everyone's getting stuck in pipes.
What the fuck?
And that's a perfect way to end it. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Entertaining Stupid Podcast.
What the fuck?
Like Jayson had mentioned, it's our last podcast until after the new year. So we wish all our listeners, which is probably 2 of you, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we will see you in the new year.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
So is after trying to get with that law for